Yo, what's good YouTube? This is Jay from T&J, and here I am at the trade screen, and one of my favorite pitchers of all time, Francisco Liriano. I just wanted to see what it would take to get him, so I used that suggest a trade feature that they have on the game, which is pretty cool. When I used to use this on 2K was like one of the first games to have it. 2K was kind of like overpowering, like they would basically want a lot more for like your players, but in this game it seems like this logic is pretty good because you get a good variety. You just get anything you want. I mean, either they're trying to dump salaries or trying to get younger, depending on their rebuilding strategy or whether they are rebuilding or not. So here we have an interesting trade. Like, look at this, Francisco Liriano. They want Dilson Herrera. So Dilson Herrera is a 24-year-old second baseman of mine. See potential. Only 1 year of MLB experience. He played with Cincinnati last season. He actually hit pretty good. I mean, he only had 15 at bats, granted, but 467. His hot zones are pretty big. You usually don't see hot zones that big for like a 67 overall guy. But anyway, the reason why I want to do this is because I need a pitcher. I'm not impressed with Travis Wood in there, because look here on the year, he's actually 2-6. So I don't know, I'm probably gonna flip him because I don't see him staying on the roster much longer, or I mean, probably not the roster, but I don't see him being in the 5-man rotation, maybe in the bullpen. That's what I'm probably going to do with him. I might not trade him. But let's look at why the Blue Jays will do this. So let's look at their farm system. So they have Yadiel Rivera, who used to be on the Brewers actually. We must have let him go in the offseason. But after that, I mean, Dilson Herrera will be their best second baseman. He would probably be their best prospect as a shortstop, besides this guy, Richard Urena. But look at their third baseman. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is hurt. Matthew Dean's hurt. And this guy, I can't even say his name, he's hurt. So they probably need some people in their farm system, because these aren't regular injuries. Look at this. 6-month injury, torn rotator cuff. This guy's hurt as well, 3 to 4 weeks. So they need some help in their farm system. I don't know if that's a big need of theirs, but also they get younger in their farm system. They're getting a 24-year-old. They're dumping Liriano, who's a 34-year-old, and they're dumping $4 million. So I'm trying to do this trade. Let's just see if they accept this trade. Actually, they should accept this trade because I used the trade finder. So let's just see. So it sounds like a good deal. They'll accept it. So that's not it. We want to make another trade. So let's just see who we can get now, because I need help at shortstop. I need help at second base, because let's see what VR is hitting right now. VR, I probably won't sit VR, but he's hitting 242. But who's really hitting really bad, I mean, Orlando Arcia. I mean, he's hitting 168. JJ Hardy, I just don't depend on JJ Hardy to be an everyday shortstop. Maybe I should just give him a chance. Okay, so maybe I'll wait off on this. Maybe I'll just give him a chance. Let's look at our roster. So here, this is what our rotation is going to look like. So Francisco Liriano is going to get put into the rotation, into that 5th spot there. I'm going to have to move somebody probably down. I have 25 on the, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. Jorge Soler is actually on the 10-day DL, so he's actually out for now. So I'm actually safe for right now. Once Jorge Soler is off the DL, he's on the DL for 10 days. We're going to move probably Tommy Lane down, because he's that lefty. I don't know, because he's pretty good in relief. So either Travis Wood or Tommy Lane will be moved down. We'll see, because they're both lefties. Man, we're going against the Yankees. Let's get into this gameplay. Let's see if our offense can finally get going, because our offense is struggling, even though we've been winning games lately. Let's just see if our offense can get going. Let's go. We got Francisco Liriano, his first start with the Brewers, on the mound. We just needed another lefty in the rotation, so one that was different from Travis Wood, because I was not impressed with Travis Wood. He was giving up too many nice hits, just like this one. I speak too soon, and Jacoby Ellsbury starts out the game with a hit to the right center gap, and Starlin Castro comes up, drives in the early 1-run, so they take the early 1-0 lead here in the first. But Francisco Liriano does settle down a little bit. He gets the final batter. If you notice who that was actually Troy Tulowitzki. He signed with the Yankees in the offseason, and they have Josh Tomlin on the mound, a guy who I was actually going to go after last season. He was on the trading block from the Indians, but I decided to stay put with him. His attributes didn't really impress me, but in this game, he was pretty impressive. He was throwing a lot of, I don't know, like strikes around the strike zone, not giving me good pitches to hit, but, you know, good enough to not walk me. But here in the second, Francisco Liriano gets a dribbler back to him, and he can't even throw the guy out at first. So they got guys on first and second here. Travis Shaw, the pitcher, bunts him over, so they got guys in scoring position, and we get Jacoby Ellsbury to strike out on that outside slider. And here, Franklin Gutierrez is leading the NL in batting average, and he's not doing anything this game. It seems like Josh Tomlin had our number in the early parts of this game. We're getting some decent hits on the ball, but nothing special. I mean, we're barely getting hits. But look at this defense by Josh Tomlin. A grounder up the middle, and he just side swipes it, and he nabs it. And he gets out of that inning, gets VR to strike out, and then he gets Franklin Gutierrez to ground out into the double play. And here in the fifth, Arcia grounds out to a double play. So Tomlin is getting us out of these innings when we get a guy on base. So we bring in Blake Parker here in the seventh inning, walking Jacoby Ellsbury. And Starlin Castro gets a hit to the right side on a hit and run. They advance the guy. So they got guys on the corner here with one out. And they get a hit to the right side, bringing in Jacoby Ellsbury for his second run of the game. But Blake Parker does settle down here. He gets Chris Carter to strike out on a check swing and gets the next batter to ground out. So we're on to the bottom of the seventh here. Lewis Brinson, we're looking for him to do more of this. He starts out with a hit down the line, and he's going to slide into second safe. Travis Shaw is by far the surprise of this season. I didn't even expect him to have a starting role. I was expecting Hernan Perez to be at third. That's why I signed J.J. Hardy for him to play at third, but I was not expecting Travis Shaw to hit as well as he is this year. It's been a huge surprise for us. So we are on to the eighth inning here with 2 outs. And here Chase Headley hits a grounder to Thames with 2 outs, and he just lets it go past him. And that's going to come back to bite us because the next batter hits a liner to center, and that's going to bring the runner into score. So the Yankees take a 3-2 lead in the eighth, and we cannot do anything. But look at this play here. Tyler Clippard got hit in the head on that pitch. That pitch went nowhere near the pitcher's head. I don't know what happened, but I just needed to show you guys that. But later in that inning, Eric Thames comes up with 2 outs, and he can't do anything. So we are on to the ninth inning now, and we had to bring in Travis Wood, and Chris Carter takes advantage, takes him deep over that short left field wall of Miller Park. And the Yankees are going to hold on to a 6-2 lead, and they're going to go on to win this one with 16 hits. We only get 3 hits that game. I mean, I'm telling you, Tomlin was pitching really good that game. I don't know what it was, but I had to show you guys the third game of that series because I couldn't leave on that note. Leaving that was really bad. I mean, 3 hits to 16. That's a bad victory. So here they have Michael Pineda on the mound. We have Zach Davies on the mound. And early on in the game, Lewis Brinson continues to stay hot, actually. He's still hitting in the low 2s, which is kind of alarming, but I don't want to bring him down because, you know what? He has games and strings of games where he hits really well. So here Thames is in the 4th inning, and he takes one deep to the left field wall, but the left fielder gets back to it, and we can't put a run on the board. But here in the 4th, the NL leading Franklin Gutierrez hits a liner to right field, and Brinson comes up, and he hits a grounder up the middle, but the shortstop rushes the throw, throws to first base, but the first baseman can't handle it. So next up is you-know-who, Travis Shaw. He stays hot. He brings in the run from third. So the Brewers take the early 1-0 lead here in the 4th inning. And Zach Davies is actually pitching really good this game. You know, I gotta give a shout out to all you guys. You guys are the ones that convinced me to keep him, and you know what? It's paying off because he's pitching games like this where he's giving up nothing. I mean, he's striking out guys. He's getting guys to ground out, and it's just paying off. So here in the 6th, Franklin Gutierrez gets all of that pitch, and that one leaves the park in a hurry. That was a no-doubter. Bernie Brewer comes sliding down. Franklin Gutierrez, 21st homer of the season, leading the NL in batting. And look at where this pitch is, right down the middle. Lewis Brinson is on deck. Back to back. Just like Drake said, Brinson, we go back to back. This is the kind of things I like seeing. Brinson hits a lot of home runs, so we're expecting a lot of that. And Zach Davies takes care of business up until the 8th inning, and we bring in Corey Knebel, and he finishes it off for the Brewers. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll be back for the next episode following the Brewers.